Yo, what's up guys? It's Laval Tutorials, and today I'm gonna show you this new league starter. We're gonna be putting totems down. Alright, let's start with the passive skill tree, the Atlas actually. So, this is going to be a strategy for a bossing character. So me personally, I am going to go for totems. But of course, before doing this, you have to make sure that you actually like totems. And I have played totems before, so I am going to be starting totem. But this strategy, of course, could pair well with mines, minions, things like that. You know, any character that doesn't have to continuously cast. You know, it can just put things down and then move around. It's a good bosser, okay? So totems, minions, um, mines technically have to put things down, but it's an exception. Their mines are very good bossers. They just do a lot of damage to bosses. All right. So the first thing we're gonna do is we are going to start here and take the shrine for convenience. Shrines are awesome. Feel really good. And we're gonna go for essences. Essences are gonna be good money early on, but they do fall off, right? So, let's say if you play like me, on launch day, you finish the campaign, you go to sleep, you wake up, and it's the weekend, and you're gonna, actually play the end game, and you're not gonna be ahead of like the super sweaty mega tryhards that are RMTing, selling their things, not buying themselves, just selling. They're the sellers, right? But you're gonna be ahead of the pack, kind of, and you're gonna be able to make some good money with essences here. So yeah, basically what you want to do. If you didn't watch my essence making guide that I made a big while ago, you're just gonna type essence in the search bar, and you're gonna find out how to get there in a good way. Of course, for the beginning of the league, commissioned officer is a great node just to finish up your atlas. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come right over here from the left, and you're gonna come over here and get these essences right here. Crystal resonance is huge because every time you get shrieking essence, it's gonna get duplicated, right? So, and shrieking essence is one of the valuable ones, especially in the early game. So yeah, so I wrote down essence, and I'm just taking everything, guys. It's as simple as that. The Atlas tree can really boil down to like just writing down the mechanic that you want to do and like just taking the things. You don't really have to know much. And amplified energies. This is super important as well. So these two are by far the most important ones. Amplified energies, crystal resonance. Amplified energies is gonna make it so that your essences actually become shrieking, right? Without amplified energies, it's kind of rare to find an essence that's gonna be shrieking already. So, but this gives every single essence a +1, so you're gonna get a lot more shrieking, which means that you're gonna get a lot more duplications. Right. So we're not just gonna do essence. We're actually gonna add another mechanic for like the mid game, and here you pretty much have two choices as a bosser. You could either rush the abyss bosses, so you could go all the way up here and just take this and take everything related to abyss as well. The Stygian Vices, they do sell very well. There's a lot of good uniques in here, so you can do that if you want. However, me as a guy that's going for a totem build, I am going to want to do blight because it just makes sense. It's good gameplay. You're just putting down towers. So me personally, I'm gonna go blights. I'm gonna be selling oils, whatever drops from there early on. So yeah, same thing. I'm writing down blights in here, and yeah, I'm just gonna get there in the least amount of nodes possible. Just click over here, bam, and then I get over here. I just click everything. There was this new node. There's this new blight node. I don't know where it is. Where? Let's see if I can find it. There's this new blight node where your character gets nerfed, but you actually, the towers themselves, they do a lot more damage, and this is a good plan B if your build ends up sucking real hard. What you can do is just go for this go for this node, right? Because like your character won't like have any influence, right, on the result of the blight encounter, since it's gonna be your character's gonna be so weak. So yeah. Anyways, I think this online atlas is not updated, but the blights node is some kind of keystone, and it basically says 75% of your character's damage is removed, and your towers are stronger. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, that's it. If you guys are not doing my build, you can stop the video here. If you guys are interested in doing Totem, so the upsides of Totem are that you can just place your totems down and like just walk away. It's a very safe build. It's good for bossing. It's similar to minions, except that you don't have the headache of getting your monkeys in Act 2, your specters, right? your specter monkeys. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. Minion builds, they have to get these monkeys in Act 2 so that they give power charges to the rest of their minions. And they also have to give their gear to an animated guardian and everything. There's a huge setup. But with totems, it's very simple. You're just going to be putting down totems, and you're going to have maybe another spell to curse the people. Right? And you're going to use your curse on a boss, right? So the gameplay is you put your totems around the boss, you curse it, and then you can just do mechanics. So this build, I agree, it's not very popular, mainly because totems are really not for everybody, but I do think that it's really strong if you like totems. So basically what I didn't find a lot of like video guides about this build, so since not a lot of has changed since 3.21 and 3.22, and also nothing has changed for Totem between 3.21 and 3.22, I just looked at a guy that played Totem in 3.21, right, in Crucible. So I just went over here, and then I pressed day 1. And yeah, so I found what's really interesting is like, I want to make a bossing build, and so I found this guy, right, that was pretty much killing it at day 1. And he has boss services at the end of his name, so like if you see something like this while you're scouring Po Ninja, like these are the guys you want to be looking at, guys, alright? So basically there's like if you guys are a good player, right, if you guys have league started a lot, you'll instinctively be scared once you see this day 1 build, right? Because you're like, holy shit, dude, this guy has a shit ton of uniques. So this guy has the uniques to the kazoo, right? If that's the expression, right, for having a lot of uniques. But really, these aren't a lot of half of these are actually not required. And so what I'm really looking, and this one is luxury, right? The annihilating light. This is like 400 chaos, right? So this is later, okay? And the fact that this guy got it day 1 is crazy, but like it's not for us, okay? This is basically what this does is just add damage, right? So it's not required for a totem build, but it adds more damage than like anything else that you could get at that point in the game. So that's why he has it. But we're simply just gonna be running a wand and a shield probably, right? What's really required here is this ring right here, which doesn't cost anything even at day 0, right? It's a very common drop, and it reduces the effect of curses on you, and this is required because every time your totems are gonna die, you're gonna get a curse. This is how Soul Mantle works, and this is the required unique for Totem. And at the end, like in the mid game, you're gonna want to have this 6 linked, and so that's the tough part. It's the only tough part. And when you find yourself in a situation like this, you find yourself in a situation like this, I recommend that you go on this website. It's called poeantiquary.xyz. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to look up your unique, right? So I already did it for Soul Mantle, so I'm just going to show you guys. So you just pick the category of your item, and you write Kika. Let's say I wanted to look for the ring, right? Because this ring is also required. So you quick find it, and you put your mouse over here, and so you know that at day 0 it's 2C. So day 0 is basically like the first. What they mean by day 0 is this is the first Kikazaru that appeared on the market that went for 2C. So what we're really looking for actually is day 1, right? Because at day 1 is when we're actually going to start mapping, and we're actually going to start playing the non-campaign game. So we see here that Pikazaru is 2C day 1, which is great, and then it just falls, right? And for some reason it went up. I don't know, but who cares? Day 1, this thing is 1C, and obviously we're not gonna factor in the popularity of this build because it's gonna stay the same unless this video goes viral, but I doubt it. So yeah, what else? Okay, so Soul Mantle. This is the actual scary one because the first one that went on the market went for 28C. But if you guys look down here, day 1, when we're really gonna wanna have it as a like hardcore slash casual player, you know, just a chilling guy that just wants to know life on the weekend. We want to look at this, right? Day 1. So we see that it's at 14.7, so 15C. We can easily make 15C with essences at the beginning of the league, because every shrieking is basically 1C, right? So you go in a map and the shriekings are being duplicated. Like that's 3C per map just in essences at least. So like it's not gonna be hard to make, honestly. So yeah. Also the fact I don't know if I mentioned this, but the reason I'm going essences is because essences are like usually essences are stronger than the bosses in the map. Like they chunk and they're really tanky. And so since we're playing a bosser, that's what we're gonna do. Obviously you want to take this. I don't know what I'm doing. And yeah, so that's it for the early game and the mid game. You know, early game essences, mid game blight, and end game we're gonna pick the boss that we want. So let's say we want to kill we want to farm Searing Exarch. Like we're just gonna fucking go nuts and we're gonna take everything for Searing Exarch. You know, we're just gonna farm the hell out of this guy. Or if we want to kill Cyrus, of course we just go over here and the Perfect Storm, Cosmic Wounds. There's not a lot. Like if you want to farm a boss in this game, like the only thing that you have to do on your atlas is just pick the stronger, you know, variant here. So you just, you know, yeah, that's pretty much it. You guys want to pick Shrine right over here. Remember to take all the Shrine nodes because Shrines are awesome, guys. They save you a lot of time and it just feels good. One last thing. So this website over here in POE Vault actually introduces us to a good leveling, a good leveling guide for this skill. So Freezing Pulse. So the build is Freezing Pulse totems, right? And Freezing Pulse you get at level 1 and it's really good for the early game already. Stormblast Mines is even better, but I can't bother. Freezing Pulse is already so good for the campaign that you can just pick up, if you want to go my build, you can just pick Freezing Pulse and just like keep going at it with Freezing Pulse, and then you pick up Frost Bomb for the bosses. You just put it once and Frost Bomb will reduce the resistances of whatever you're fighting. And yeah, here's the supports, guys. You just put these supports when you get them. You have Freezing Pulse, you have Frost Bomb. Oh, also Frostbite is our curse of choice. Assassin's Mark is also fine. And yeah, you just run some auras, skitter bots. Yeah, just go crazy, man. It's a very simple build. Passive skill tree. I will be linking everything in the description for you guys to see. Ascendancy, everything. So yeah, guys, just have a good league start, guys. You know, take a break from everyday life. You know, this weekend. Let's play some POE. Peace out.